Fight Chronicles MMA, exploring the mastery beyond the mayhem.
An early look on Mirab heading into the UFC 316 rematch with Sean O'Malley. As we all know, UFC 316 is coming up early next month, and I just wanted to give a couple of insights into the fight from Mirab's perspective. I do think that the Georgian will probably be a massive favorite, rightfully so, and will win this fight with ease. But there are a couple of insights that I would want to give about this rematch with O'Malley. The major point that I want to make here is that Mirab has such an incredible takedown and cardio threat, which has only been amplified by the Umar fight because I don't think even he was expecting himself to dominate Umar like he did in the latter rounds. He was basically just styling on Umar, especially in round 4 and round 5. And when you compare that to the first Sean O'Malley fight, where he was much more reserved and respected Sean's power, I don't think he'll do that with the same extent this time round. The number of ways that this guy took Sean down was crazy. Like, they were takedowns based on pure timing. They were takedowns where he was just charging Sean, forcing him to the ground, no technique at all. They were takedowns they open, didn't need the fence. I think it was in round 2, just took him down in the open. There were takedowns where he was telegraphing, still taking him down. For example, in round 1, he just high guarded, level changed, and took Sean down. And the fact that not only was he taking Sean down in these sorts of situations, but also that he was doing it repeatedly with a high degree of success is very advantageous for Mirab. Moving on, Mirab may actually submit Sean. If he if he decided that in the first fight, if he decided that he didn't want to take the control route and instead opted to look for a finish, I think he could have submitted Sean because he had around 3 submission attempts in that fight. This may sound crazy as Mirab is really the last guy you'd expect to finish somebody, especially in a championship level fight, but it could happen. He had a round 1 guillotine, he had a Bravo choke. This was probably his best submission attempt. I think it was in round 3, and if he didn't maneuver himself into a controlling position and actually started to lock up that choke properly, the fight was probably done there. You can literally tell from O'Malley's reaction that he recognizes that he's in big trouble, and Mirab just didn't take that opportunity and instead opted for control. Again in round 4, he had a headlock. This was probably the weakest of the 3 opportunities, but it was again an opportunity where if Mirab did go after it, there could have been a situation where a submission presented itself. There's also a huge leg kick advantage available for him. This is primarily because of O'Malley's hesitance to cross the void. Mirab basically just spammed leg kicks in the first fight. I think he threw 28 and landed 23. That's an over 82% success rate on purely leg kicks. And rewatching the fight, he basically stole round 3 mainly because of the leg kicks. I think he won the first 4 rounds and then O'Malley won round 5 because of the body shots. But if you specifically analyze round 3, Merab threw 10 leg kicks, landed 9, and probably stole the round because of that as he outlanded Sean, and there wasn't really any grappling for the major part of that round. If he realizes that he can just spam leg kicks and increases this number from throwing 23 to throwing around 50, Sean's in big trouble. Even if Merab doesn't land at an 82% rate, let's say he lands at a 70% rate, that's like landing 35 leg kicks, attempting 50 and landing 35. He could seriously compromise Sean's movement purely because of the leg kicks and at the same time rack up points on the judges' scorecards. This is crazy to think of as it means that leg kicks alone could give Mirab a couple of rounds in the second fight. He also possesses the clinch advantage. This isn't really a clinch advantage that he knees his opponent in the midsection and causes devastating damage, like for example Islam does. This is more about how he's controlling Sean. So basically, as soon as Mirab took Sean down in the first fight, any time he took him down near the fence and Sean started to get up, Mirab would knee him in the thighs or in the midsection and Sean would just go down again. This happened numerous times in the first fight. You would expect that as soon as Sean gets up, he would create some space and then maneuver himself back out into the open. But no. As soon as he got up, Mirab started to knee him and O'Malley just immediately went back to the ground. A major example of this was in round 4, where he basically kneed him. Sean went back to the ground and Mirab just controlled him for the majority of the round and got over 3 minutes of control time. The next point that I want to address is that Mirab actually landed a lot of right hands on O'Malley. I remember 3 that were very critical because 2 of them just led O'Malley back to the grappling exchanges. Mirab, I think the first one was in round 1, where he landed a good right, segued into a takedown, and that was round 1 secured. Again in round 5, overhand right, double leg, takedown. He landed another good right in round 4, and it wasn't that he was just setting up amazing shots or trapping O'Malley or something like that. He just telegraphed the right, especially in round 5. That was just an overhand right, a double leg, and a takedown. These things were happening because of Sean being overcautious, hesitant to cross the void, and being too predictable, especially when he was using the right to jab Mirab's midsection, whereas Mirab pretty much knew that it was going to happen beforehand. And finally, Mirab has no regards at all for Sean's ground game. I don't think he even considers Sean could submit him. I just think that's not a possibility in his mind. Like, he has zero doubts on Sean's ground game. Zero doubts. The best example of this was in round 2, where Sean tried to set up a triangle and Mirab basically just ignored his attempt. He ignored his attempt, advanced position, and started raining ground and pound. And that was basically round 2. So if you take a look at all these points, you realize that I pretty much think that the Georgian will cook Sean really bad this time around. I think it'll be far more one-sided compared to the first fight, where I think Omari had some confidence because he was the champion and Mirab was the contender, and Mirab had some pressure because he had not tasted gold yet. But now, especially after the Umar fight, I think Mirab will be at a really high level of confidence. And Sean has already lost to him once. He'll probably have some doubts heading into the second fight. And this may sound wild again, but Sean may actually get finished by Mirab. I think it'll be a 50-45 this time around or Mirab by finish. Early Insights Part 1, Mirab's Perspective.
Fight Chronicles MMA, signing off.